Okay, we're continuing with the Hidden History of Science by me, Pete Rogers, and one of the key points of this is most science comes from devout Christian men. Okay? I make that point because the modern schools teach you the opposite of the truth. They try to tell you that, oh, science and religion are two opposite things, that science should be atheistic. That's completely untrue. The most important thing in science is that you tell the truth. But you need Christianity to tell the truth. The reason is you get paid money to lie. And unless you have Christian ethics, you don't have to be a Christian, but you have to have Christian ethics in the sense of, it's in the Ten Commandments. I will tell the truth. I will do what is right. That's important to realize because as we have moved away from Christian ethics, all the journals, they're mostly fake. All the nutrition journals, the big food companies buy the journal. They produce fake articles to promote their nonsense. Caffeine, omega-3s, MSG, olive oil, whatever. All right, so if you know the history, once you know the history, you'll never again take anyone seriously about multiculturalism is all nonsense. Atheism in science is all nonsense. Science comes from, by far, dominantly, Christian men. Okay, the women were busy having babies, all right? And I realize nowadays you do have some female scientists who are very good. You have some non-Christians who are excellent scientists. I realize all that. But if you look at the foundation of it, what put it all together, what holds it all together, you will see this is it. And you will also see that there is no such thing as an atheist culture. All atheist cultures are brutal places with no freedom, okay? Just look at France, 1789 to 1794. Look at Vietnam. Look at Russia. Look at anywhere where you get rid of religion. No freedom, because a human then has no value. They're just livestock, cattle owned by the ruler. Anyways, let's get back to the hidden history of science here. Here's John Witherspoon. He lived 1723 to 1794. He was a preacher, a Calvinist. Very doctrinal and dogmatic, Calvinist pastor, born in Scotland, but they recruited him to Princeton University in New Jersey in the United States. They said, we want our university to be the best in the world and you're the man to do it, because he was a brilliant man. Okay? So, he went to New Jersey and Princeton, and every week he would invite public lectures on all sorts of subjects. Now, do you realize how rare that is? Nowadays, at a modern university, they almost never invite an outside speaker, especially not a controversial person. Look at my YouTube channel. I'm the best doctor in the whole world. No one invites me anywhere. I have never, not once, ever been invited to speak at a university. I've had a lot of students tell me, oh, you're such a great teacher, I wish you would lecture at our university. I say, go ask your attending if they'll let me lecture. The attendings never allow me to lecture. I've never once been invited to give a guest lecture at a university, despite being pretty well known on the internet. Okay, I've never once been invited to speak at a minority organization. I'm half Puerto Rican. I'm the smartest minority doctor in the whole world. Not a single Hispanic medical association would have me teach. Okay. When I was in med school, the dean was a black guy, William Wallace, and he was great, and he liked me. We were friends, and he would have me teach in all kinds of settings, urban health program, etc., Hispanic Center for Excellence. But once he was kind of pushed aside, all the other ones did not want me around. Okay. It's just a fact. So anyways, this guy, a pastor, as so many pastors were, he was heavily involved in the founding of the United States. He was a signer of the USA Declaration of Independence. He emphasized what all the great ones did, learning about the Greeks and the Latins, learning rhetoric, learning history, learning science, okay? You need guys like him. You want to have good universities again in the USA. The universities in the USA were top-notch, the best in the world when they were Christian. Now that they're atheists, they're turning into pieces of crap. They know they can fill all the seats with full paid tuition, even if their professors stink. Ask anybody about the quality of their college professors. Most of them will tell you they stink. Okay, here is the inventor of the lifeboat. This is Lionel Lukin. A bunch of people drowned, and they said, how can we solve this problem? So he's an Englishman, and he figured out how to make lifeboats. Okay, here's another chemistry genius here. This one is from Germany. Germany had a lot of great chemists. So did Sweden for its size. And he discovered tungsten, molybdenum, nitrogen, chlorine, uric acid, oxaloacid. Okay. And again, you're going to find out most of these guys are devoutly religious. Here's Joseph Priestley, co-discoverer of oxygen, real famous scientist in his day and chemist. Very, very Christian. He wrote extensively on religious subjects. He discovered the structure of oxygen. Okay. Here's another one, Henry Cavendish. He discovered hydrogen, another English chemist. England had a lot of really good chemists. Okay, it's hard for me to keep in the picture there. There's Cavendish. Okay. Here is Joseph Black. And he was born in France, but his mother was from Scotland. His father's from Ireland. He went to Glasgow University in Scotland. Scotland used to be top-notch for science and scholarship in the 1700s. Some people call that the Renaissance of Scotland, the 1700s. And he discovered carbon dioxide and magnesium, several other things, better understandings of the concepts like specific heat and latent heat. Okay. Okay, here's another famous scientist, and you might know this name here. This is Lavoisier. He co-discovered oxygen. He figured out the role of oxygen in fire. He co-discovered hydrogen. He pioneered scientific measurement techniques to make them more precise. He developed the metric system of measurement. He figured out the law of conservation of mass. And despite the incredible genius this guy was, the atheist jerk dummies of the French Rev, 1789 to 1794, they lopped off his noggin, okay? And that's pretty much what I think of atheism. That's what it does, okay? And so that's why I'm not happy about atheism coming to the United States either, because I'm the great Christian genius. That's what's coming in the future if we keep going more atheism, okay? They're not going to let brilliant nonconformist people survive. They're going to get rid of them all. They're going to burn down all the churches. That's what they're going to do. So hopefully religion will survive in the country. I hope it does. Christ had a good message. Be nice. Love one another. Forgive one another. Give each other the benefit of the doubt. That what you do to the least of my brethren, you do unto me. Tell the truth. Follow the spirit of the law, not the letter of the law. Help each other. Okay? That leads to everybody having a good life. Christianity is not, I don't go by that Protestant stuff. It's all about do what I say or you'll burn in hell. BS. It's more about be nice and live a good life. Okay, whatever God's going to do at the last judgment, we don't know. Okay, but we do know what makes a difference here on earth. Anyways, that's it for today. Hope you found it helpful.